What's going on, guys? It's Mark here, and again with another video. We are not at the safety of our couch. We're actually at Lakehead University. This is where I go to school, and we're gonna do a little bit of exploring today. We're gonna check out something called the Makerspace. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them or not, but if you are interested, we're about to check one out, and if you don't know what they are, stay tuned. We're gonna see some pretty cool stuff. Okay, so here we are. This is the Makerspace at Lakehead University, and these two fine gentlemen right here are the guys who created it. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Well, I'm Bradley Momberg.
This is Kyle Rodriguez.
So where are we? What is this?
So this is the Lakehead Makerspace. Kyle and I started this because we needed some tools to get a project going. We got ourselves a laser cutter, some 3D printers, a smart board, basically everything students need to get their projects working.
Okay, so what level of expertise do people have to be? Can I come in here knowing nothing, or do I need to know a little bit of something?
You can come in here knowing nothing. Kyle and I are pretty experienced with this now. We can teach you everything you need to know. There's fantastic tools online and YouTube tutorials on how to use pretty much everything we have in here. Yeah, it's a fun, creative space, and we'll teach people.
So how about a guided tour?
Sure. So we start with the laser cutter. We'll come back to that later. And right now we actually have a job running on the Dremels.
Okay. So what's this job about? I know it's referring to me and my needs, but what exactly did you guys create for me?
So we know you have a problem with loose batteries everywhere for your camera. We're printing you a little battery case so you can keep track of them in a nice little unit.
Perfect. And how much? I know a lot of people think there's a lot of cost associated with this kind of stuff, but how much is something like that going to cost?
That's going to cost you about $2.50.
So what else do we have on the table here?
Well, we have some fun stuff that students have printed off. They're kind of neat to look at. This is an actual turbine from GE. They release their plans online, and you can actually just take it, scale it down, and print yourself a copy. There's some other small stuff. 3D printed little skull vases, hexagonal ones. And it's kind of neat to think about because it does it layer by layer with the plastic. Think of it like a glue gun on an axis.
I like filming with my GoPro, bikes and stuff. So I 3D printed a little tripod so I could record myself while riding. Also, my bike needs some work. So I 3D printed myself a socket to do some repair work on my fork. This saved me about 30 bucks worth on a regular socket. This was $3 to print.
Okay, so moving on, what else do we have here? We have the infamous board.
Yeah, we have a smart board. So oftentimes what students will do, they'll connect to their computers wirelessly to the whiteboard. It acts as a full touchscreen. You can play with it, annotate your notes, anything like that. So if you got some design work that you want to do or modify an existing design, the smart board does a pretty good job of that.
Perfect. What is this? This is something I'm very used to. A lot of people know I like drinking a lot of coffee. What's going on?
So Brett and myself spent a lot of long hours here along with the other individuals who volunteer here. So a coffee station was a must. It was actually in the drawing board when we requested the room.
To my right, I guess, there is a little bit of a caged environment. Why is it caged?
So we kind of want to contain all the dirt from from actually drilling, sawing, everything like that. So this kind of keeps it a little bit more contained. As you can see, the place is kind of a mess, but you know, creative work often is messy. So we've got our drills, soldering stations over here, Dremels, pretty much anything students need to polish up their prints. So sometimes the layers on the prints are a little bit rough, and you can polish them up and make them cleaner.
And of course, kind of couch to take power naps. So a lot of long days here.
Okay, so now we're heading over to the laser itself. Tell me about the laser and what you guys are actually doing here. Some of the stuff that you guys are doing is pretty fantastic.
So we're making graphene-based supercapacitors. It's a really neat process, actually. So we start with polyimide film. This is Kapton, originally made for the Apollo space program. We start with this stuff, put it in our big fancy laser, and print on it. What this does is it vaporizes the nitrogen and oxygen and allows us to form graphene to make supercapacitors.
So just kind of an idea of what it looks like after the laser's treated it. Everywhere where the lasers touch it, it turns into the black graphene, which makes it very convenient for making these caps. But it's not all about science. There's been a lot of fun projects we've done along the way. When we started the room, we got a big bag of screwdrivers and nothing to really do with them. So we laser cut our own little screwdriver holder. And this cost us about $2 to make. It's great. There's also been students that have been working with Raspberry Pis. They didn't want to buy a case, so they laser cut their own Raspberry Pi case. And one of the benefits is that you can put in other materials that are cheaper, like say cardboard, to prototype your shell, make sure everything lines up, and then print on wood after. One of the bigger hits has been coasters. Everybody seems to like coasters. And the laser will actually cut through the wood and engrave it at the same time.
Basically, you can be a space scientist or you can be a coaster creator. But what about someone in the middle? What if I wanted to create my logo and my iPad? Is there any way to conjoin that and permanently destroy my iPad?
Yeah, absolutely. We would love to laser your iPad.
Okay, perfect. I use it every day, so please guys, don't destroy it. So why don't we cut to that process? Why don't we get something going and see if they burn my laser or not. What did we do? We're gonna engrave my iPad, and what process did we have to do that?
Yeah, so we took the image you wanted.
Yeah.
And we just lined up where we want it on the bed. We verified everything's set up. We set the power levels. And if you want to just press go, we can watch the magic happen.
Okay, so more of the story is once I hit this green button, my iPad will no longer be the same.
Yep.
Should I do it? What do you guys think? Go. Oh, damn. Look, oh my goodness. What have I done?
That's what you need.
Oh God. I see the internals, that's the CPU. Okay, so while this is going, why don't we take a look at something else? Okay, so what are we doing here? So that's going on, the laser's cutting. What are we gonna do right now?
So we're gonna print the lid to your little battery box.
We're gonna print the lid to my little battery box. Okay, so what is involved in printing an actual lid?
So after the model's already been done, export it to an STL file, we put it in the software, and it basically cuts it into very, very thin layers. Once that's done, we plug it right into the side of the printer over here, and this is the easy part. You hit build, SD card, and that's it. And in an hour, we come back and you have a lid to your box.
That honestly is crazy. Technology has gone such a way where I can literally not even go to Best Buy anymore. What we'll do right now, I think the iPad is almost done, so why don't we take a look at actually how that turned out.
You want to see what happened?
I'm nervous.
Fingers crossed.
I'm hoping that my iPad turns on.
That was great.
Wow, look at that. That is incredible, that is precision. So tell me what exactly happened. What happened to my iPad? Did you guys draw on it? Did you guys cut something?
So basically all the laser did was remove the thin layer of anodization on the aluminum. Our laser actually isn't strong enough to cut aluminum, so there was no risk of us cutting your iPad in half, but it just removed a thin layer of oxidization. I think we hit all the spots. I think it's time for some people to come in and build some cool projects. We'd love to see you guys.
Okay, so for all of you guys here at Lakehead, this place is open and designed for you guys to build stuff. But for you guys who aren't at Lakehead, please go find a makerspace, go create something. These places are fantastic. You can discover, you can play. I'm printing a battery case and a lid. I just engraved myself with an iPad. You know, this place is kind of really motivating to build and to create. All right, guys, thanks again. And as always, please follow me on all my social media. Links again down in the description. And as always, see you on the next one. So turning your tablet, Android or iOS, into a dual display for your Mac or PC. This cross-platform thing is... So today we are going to be reviewing an application called TwoMont USB. So that is TWOMON